In this video, I'm going to be building and reviewing the antique store from Funwhole. So let's get started. The set contains 2,847 pieces and retails for $160 US. This set is part of their Town Life collection, and it comes with a light kit. Thank you to Funwhole for providing this set for my build and review. The contents of the set include numbered bags for 12 building stages, 2 instruction manuals, a bag of minifigure pieces, a bag of specialty bricks for running wires through those pieces, more specialty pieces here, plates, and a light kit. The instruction manuals have high quality prints, very detailed and simplistic step-by-step instructions, and very easy to differentiate between the different colors. We have a little bit of a brief summary about Funwhole, an intro to this set, including the characters. We even have a name for the store owner. That's cool. We've got safety precautions, packaging list for our LED light components. Looks like we're getting a brick separator, which is always good. Details of how to power up the light kit. Inspection guide, and then it's off to building. The lighting kit was very nicely packaged. Let's open up the bags and see what's inside. Here are the contents within the lighting kit. We do get tweezers, which is going to be super useful for attaching these tiny connections. There's 2 different ways to power up the system, either with this new Seaport expansion board, where you can plug in this cable here, the Type-C connection, and this USB to a power hub or a power bank. However, that's not provided. You'll have to purchase that separately. What is provided is this battery box. There's no batteries included, but they're common batteries used for this, which is 3 AA's. The instructions advise you to check all of the lights, make sure they're working properly before building the set, which is a good idea. You don't want to integrate all of this into the build and then break it back down to troubleshoot what went wrong. All of the lights are working properly, so it's time to get building, starting with the minifigures. This is how the minifigures are constructed. There are 4 of them in total. I just finished with building stages 1 and 2, and there's a couple things I wanted to show you. First of all, look at the size of this bookcase. That is quite impressive. Second of all, the footprint of this model is going to be 32 by 32 studs. There's 3 16 by 16 plates and then a collection of smaller plates. I really couldn't figure out why this brown plate with the holes in the middle was used with a Technic pin running through it that attaches underneath the bookcase there. I couldn't quite figure out the logic behind that. I realized later on that this pin provided a secure connection for the 2-story bookcase, which kept it in place nicely while installing or removing layers of the building. So yeah, great design choice. Here's Funwhole's brick separator versus Legos. Legos doesn't have a whole lot of clutch power, and it interferes with the tile behind there if you're trying to get this plate with only 1 stud row of spacing available. Whereas Funwhole, they have a little bit more space and much more clutch power. Look at that. Funwhole's separator is longer as well, giving it more leverage. By the way, all of the decorative details in the set are done up with prints. There are absolutely no stickers. And the prints are good. They line up from piece to piece. And how they accomplished that was that they printed them together. So this is how these prints were supplied, attached to these plates, and these are just extra plates. And they printed across multiple tiles at one time, rather than printing each piece separately. The light installation adds to the building experience in a good way, at least in my opinion. Right now, I'm channeling wire through the top of the wall. The building experience was interesting. Studs not on top construction was used in many occasions. There was good part usage as well, like car fender pieces and grass elements in white allowed the windows on the 3rd floor to be framed up nicely. The design choices used throughout the build was inspiring and innovative. It felt very satisfying having everything come together. Speaking of which, this building consists of 4 major components. The subsequent floors and roof snap right into place. Electrical continuity between each floor is maintained via copper connections on the top of the walls and metal stubs underneath the floors and the roof panel. Putting each section together will be very satisfying when I demonstrate the functionality of the LED light kit. I will demonstrate the full functionality of the LED light kit later on, but first I wanted to show off the completed model in full light, starting with a walkthrough of the exterior. Susan's Antique Company is named after the store owner's late wife. The store owner is right there with the suspenders and pocket watch. We've got the assistant in front of him, and then a couple of customers. You'll notice that all floors are tiled over, with the exception of the roof. Got the 3rd floor, the 2nd floor, and the ground level. It's tiled up and provides a nice, smooth, finished look. There are jumper plates holding things in place, like this flower bed, the bench, and the mailbox. However, that bench cannot sit figures because they cannot secure to studs, though they do have the proper articulation. Even this cat is secured to the ground with the jumper plate. I would have preferred some extra studded surfaces to attach figures. That's just a preference. This sign is secured with a jumper plate, as well as this post. Now, this is for a bus stop. Normally you would see a lamp post, but I appreciate something different here. Over here we've got a blooming flower bed, and I really like the framework that was done for it. We've got a golden door frame with a fence element up above it to give extra detail. Plenty of windows out front. A dark blue awning with white stripes up above it and signage above it. Over here we've got a more fancier entrance with the double door that does open like this. I really like the tall fancy doors. When they're fully swinged open, it gives you a lot of space to peer inside the 1st floor to see what's going on. We saw the signage up above the front door. Got a lot of window space up there on the 2nd floor. We'll get to that in a moment. Light fixtures flanking both sides of the front entrance. And over here, every visit is a journey through the good old days. I'm not sure the days were all that good back then. We've got some knight's gear with a helmet and shield. Really like the color choices. Most of the 1st floor is this dark red color with black framework done around the doors and window frames. Though this one is gold, which provides nice accent as well. Speaking of accents, I like all of this flex tubing going around these 3 faces of the building. Provides nice framework for the signage, but it just provides extra detail, and the door handles on those front doors match as well. Moving on up to the 2nd and 3rd floors, the building facade is mainly done up with a light tan color, though it's broken up with some dark tan here. And there's a nice combination of masonry bricks and regular bricks to provide difference in textures, as well as some tiling work with ingot pieces and some studs showing at the white corners of the walls. Here we've got a stained glass window, though it's a little bit hard to see its color. Wait until we get that light kit on. It's going to look spectacular. Over here, we've got some more texturing going on, and the texturing throughout is really good. And that goes for the sideways building construction going on right here, alternating between the light gray and white. This is really cool. This hourglass looking clock signage there. Though I don't think it takes away from the final appearance. I would have preferred some window panes in these windows. They're all open here on the 2nd and 3rd floors. We do have some drapery or window curtains showing through on the third floor. I think that adds a nice touch as well as the AC unit. The roof structure has a fair amount of interest as well with this building structure here, like how that's angled. We've got stone lion heads, 2 of them, and this skylight. There's no minifigure access to this roof, but the skylight lets you peer in at that fancy looking chandelier. Oh yeah, and also a chimney. So this is the side that Funwhole wants you to see, right? What about the other sides? Actually, this side doesn't look bad at all to me. Aside from the battery box, but that's in a nice convenient location and is attached to studs, which I like that. I like how it's secured in place. But you can certainly move that around and try to hide it better. We've got this hinged open wall, so you can peer inside and access the part of the interior of the first floor. Minifigure access here. It doesn't do a whole lot, but I'm glad it's there. Here's the fourth and final side. Definitely the least sightly of all sides, but here's where you would access your terminals for your electrical connections. I like how that slides in and out. That's handy. We do have a window here up on the second floor, but it's obstructed by a piano. Now I'm going to start peeling apart the floors to give you a full walkthrough of the interior. Attention to detail can be found throughout the entire interior. This first floor, the main showcaseable item is obviously this 2-story tall bookcase. It's quite impressive. The floors are mainly done up with light nougat color. We've got a staircase back behind this bookcase leading up to the second floor. We got gold railing going up and down it. There's a table with a croissant and a teacup over here and a bar stool chair. Over here in the storefront window, we've got an old-fashioned studio camera. I'll get that out so you can take a closer look at it. It's not attached to any studs. This is where that front entrance is with the fancy and tall double doors. Over here is where the knight's helmet and shield are. And back behind the bookcase is where that hallway was leading out to that back exit. That's such a cool build for the camera with the tripod. Here's a closer look at the bookcase. Also, there's a couple of pictures hanging on the wall next to the staircase that leads up to the second floor. Upon entering the second floor behind the bookcase, you're greeted by this nice painting of some roses. Then you walk past this vintage lamp that's in this corner. Got a couple of lights that actually light up above these vintage items. Over here in this corner, we've got a film projector and an upright piano. Around the window behind the upright piano is some drapery. The floors are primarily cool yellow and dark red in color. We've got a banister going around at the front of the bookshelf and a staircase leading up to the third floor. Here's a closer look at that projector and that upright piano. Up on this third floor, we've got an assortment of clocks for sale. Again, the floor is done up with cool yellow and dark red. Here's a long case clock. This is the window that's obstructed by that AC unit. This is a nice print right here. The stained glass window is behind it. Over here in this corner, we've got several different clocks, including a bracket clock, a wall clock, and a grandfather clock over here. There's a functional fireplace on this wall. And over top of the banisters with this hole peering into the floors below will be the chandelier that's hanging from the ceiling. There's also this nicely framed painting. Perhaps you can take it out of this case and hang it up in the antique store. It's rolling around on a cart. Then there's this green bag. I'm not quite sure where it was supposed to go or if it's just something to interact with the minifigures. Now with the lights dimmed down, we're going to activate the light kit. There's one LED light on the interior's first floor, and that provides a nice lighting effect through the doors of the main entrance. The lamps hanging on the wall look spectacular. There's an LED light underneath the awning as well. Yeah, looking good from street level. That spotlight effect on the sidewalk is really cool. And this one's shining on the folding store sign. Let's get the next level added. If you just push it right into place, the lights turn on. There are 3 lights in total on the second floor. One is hidden underneath this large wedge plate. Placing this third floor will be really cool. Look at that fire burning. Hope the store owner doesn't forget to put it out before heading home for the day. That'd be a shame if this thing burnt down. We've got a lit up second floor down below. That looks nice. And look at the effect of this plate of LED lights shining through the stained glass. Now let's light up the chandelier. It has 4 LEDs in it. This can be tricky at times, but oh, there we go. Let's watch Susan's Antique Company come to life with the flip of this switch. Beautiful. You can kind of see the chandelier through the skylight here. Looks good. Now, Funwhole advertises that there are 13 LEDs. However, they count this as one. It's a whole plate with, I think there's 8 of them on that one plate. That should count as more than one, right? At this time, I'm going to summarize the pros and cons, starting with the pros. The presentation of this building set was good from start to finish, from the packaging, the instructions, the building process, and the final product. There were interesting building techniques. It's a hybrid construction experience with brick building and light installing, coinciding, and everything coming together really well. It was a well thought out design, and every floor is jam-packed with detail. All printed decorations, and the build feels substantial, but not overwhelming. Oh, and the price is good too. I really only have one major con with this set, and it's the ability to see inside to the 3rd floor. They really need to show off that interior with all of the lights. The 2nd floor, you can see inside because of these large windows. But that 3rd floor, the windows are so small, and with the curtains on top and obstructions in the way right there, AC unit right there. I can barely see that grandfather clock, but I can't see the chandelier. And it's so beautiful. We need to be able to see that from the outside. So either larger windows or perhaps windows on this side, right here. I think that could have easily been done, even down here, just replace those panels with windows. This window is nice, but it's obstructed by the piano. By the way, here's the extra pieces I was left over with after building. Some were a bit questionable that I had to recheck to make sure I put everything together. Some of this stuff is going to be very useful in other builds. Anyway, the pros outweigh the cons by far here. We've got high quality bricks and pieces, and they're Lego compatible. I feel like Funwhole has listened to all of the complaints about Lego to make improvements to their own product. For example, like all printed decorations. At $160 US, the price for this set sure beats Lego's products. At the recording of this video, I noticed that there's a 15% discount on their website. So maybe you want to take advantage of that. If you do, please make sure to use my affiliate link in the description of the video. That'll help me out. If this was designed and produced by Lego, it would be one of the best modular buildings ever produced. But since it's not as good as any of them. And if you think that way, you're really biased and are not open-minded. This is my first Funwhole modular, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy their product. I'm interested to see how this fits into a city setting. Perhaps someday I'll have a Funwhole city. Just looking at the possible arrangements, if you have another building, there's definitely room on this side here to place another building there. If you do one right here, it might be a little bit crammed on this sidewalk. This is really a corner module. Over here, you can't really put one butt up against this, flush with this set, because of its roof line, and you need access to this port here. But just put a little alleyway or some spacing and it'll work. Anyway, that wraps up this build and review video. I would highly recommend this Funwhole product. Thanks for watching.